Hello everybody, we are back again today talking about the NHL Draft Lottery and what could be going on there. Now before we start, I wanted to say please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new to me, new to hockey, whatever the case may be. I'd love to have you here along the way for the journey as I try to do this as a career. Now let's get into it. So, as it stands, the current clubs that are the bottom four in the NHL are in this order from worst to best, and this is on Monday the 27th. San Jose sits at 32nd in the league, Columbus Blue Jackets sit at 31st, Chicago Blackhawks at 30th, and Anaheim Ducks at 29th. So, I'm going to be talking about them a little bit if the bottom four is set and what this means for the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. So, will the bottom four change in the remaining games left of the season? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Probably not, as the Montreal Canadiens currently sit 28th in league standings and have 9 more points than the Anaheim Ducks, meaning the Ducks would really have to go on a good run with their 9 or 10 remaining games, and Montreal would have to play terribly as well. Montreal, of course, I had time to think people have been frustrated that they've been playing a little too well considering what's at stake here in the draft sweepstakes, but I don't see Montreal falling off that hard and then Anaheim suddenly turning it on towards the back end of this season. Why does it even matter though? Well, because the draft lottery is coming up and this is a big year. You're looking at a guy that is possibly the next Connor McDavid, and I'm saying that in 100% seriousness. A lot of people are really excited about him, or at the very least, that guy being Connor Bedard, he might just be a generational talent. I don't know if he's going to be an all-time talent yet because I don't have a crystal ball, but with everybody hyping him up as the next Connor McDavid, he very well could be. And it's important to know where exactly your team falls in for the standings and how that could impact their ability to get that generational talent that could very well push them into a playoff spot in the coming years and make them a contender if they are a well-built team. So that's why it matters. And we will see this year how the bottom four plays out, how the draft lottery plays out. NHL draft lottery and how it's run is really clunky, weird, awkward, and needs to be changed and changed for a long time to keep it where it's at because or where it should be, because the draft changes every few years where something gets tweaked here, tweaked there, this gets moved around. It's just awkward. So we'll explain a little bit why this could be big for the bottom four sticking where it's at and why some teams that might want to falter towards the back end of the stretch would really want to consider it. So a lot of people want to be the worst team in the league when it comes to getting the first pick. You're not going to automatically get it because there is a draft lottery, but you do have the best chance, 18.5% there, which is, of course, the highest percentage, and that pick would currently go to San Jose, or the best odds of getting that pick would go to San Jose. Good for them, because, of course, getting Bedard would be big, and it's going to be hard for San Jose to get out of that hole. Nobody's actively trying to get out of that hole. If you're a fan, the team probably is, but San Jose has a gauntlet to finish out the remaining schedule. They have the 5th hardest remaining schedule. They have games against Calgary, Colorado, Edmonton, Vegas, and Winnipeg. So yeah, San Jose is probably pretty happy as a fan base if they're looking at their schedule, saying we're in a great spot to keep that top overall, odds of getting Bedard. So the other picks are important too, though, or at least where you finish in terms of that draft lottery, because like I said, top pick is not guaranteed, and with the current tweak we could see other teams move around and go up. Now currently, as it stands, from what I read, the teams that are, I think, 11th and lower, so 2nd through 11, are able to move up 10 spots and get that top pick. But for other teams, they're not able to go up. So let's say you're 12th, you wouldn't be able to go up to the top overall pick. You would just be able to move up to something like 2nd. First overall team that finishes worst in the league is able to, at worst, get the 3rd overall pick, and that was partially because of all the drama that happened with Detroit multiple times going from 1st to 4th. So San Jose, let's say, should they finish 1st in terms of the draft odds, they won't go any lower than 3rd in the draft lottery. But, like I said, why does it matter? Why do these teams want to do worse as this kind of comes to an end here for the season? The reason is your odds dramatically increase of getting a guy like Bedard if you are worse. Shocker, I know, right? But for a team like Montreal, this is a club that is 5th worst in the league. They don't have as big of a chance compared to somebody like Columbus. Let's look at a team that is going to be 11th. They have a 3% chance of landing Bedard. So not very high there. As for Quebec again to Montreal, they have an 8.5% chance. But let's say they slid a little bit towards the back end of the year, and Chicago and Anaheim magically lit the world on fire. So Montreal finished behind, or ahead of, I should say, San Jose or Columbus. Then the Habs would have the third best chance of getting Bedard with an 11.5% chance. Not saying that Montreal is going to be that club, but for a franchise that's very big and people talking about, oh, the league is rigged, who knows exactly how this is going to work and who is going to be getting Bedard. Having said all this, though, is a top 4 set. Like I said earlier in the video, I do think it is set. And for the remaining 4 teams, with having the best odds of getting him, I'd really probably like to see, as a Jackets fan, probably Columbus winning it, but I don't exactly care because I know that's probably not going to happen. San Jose, they could use a big name player like him, and in general, it's one of those situations where probably the bottom 4 teams, one of those 4 is going to be getting that top first pick, and we'll have to see how it goes. So what do you think? Do you think that the bottom 4 will switch by the end of the season? There's not a lot of time left, and I'm recording this on Monday the 27th. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think San Jose is going to get Bedard, considering that they're just really in a bad spot for the standings and the fact that they have a tough remaining schedule? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Also, if there's anything wrong with what I said about the draft, let me know. But of course, there's multiple things saying different other things. I pulled up an article from this year, from about 2 months ago. So if anything's wrong, it is from the article, not from me. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this year in the draft and how it'll all go. Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night. And you go have hockey all right. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.